Tisha B'Av simply means the 9th day of the month of Av, which doesn't seem particularly meaningful in itself. But this date has always been an inauspicious one in Jewish history, a day of national tragedy on the Jewish calendar. According to Jewish tradition, it is the date on which 5 specific national disasters occurred, including the destruction of the first and the second temples. In our communal mourning on that date, we also call to mind other calamities that have befallen the Jewish people, including the Crusades, the expulsion of the Jews from various countries in Europe, and the Shoah. The day itself is focused on mourning, marked by 5 things that we don't do from sunrise until nightfall the following day. So the 5 things we don't do are, there's no eating or drinking, no washing, no self-anointing with perfumes and things like that, no sexual relations, and no wearing of leather shoes. So in some ways, it looks a lot like Yom Kippur, but Yom Kippur is a joyful fast, whereas Tisha B'Av is a mournful one, where we sit on the floor and abstain even from the joy of studying Torah, except for the Book of Lamentations and Job. This year, we have an additional event to mourn. On October 7th of last year, thousands of Hamas terrorists launched a surprise invasion of Israel and massacred over 1,000 people. Some 250 civilians were taken hostage into Gaza, including women, children, and the elderly. We are a nation at war and a nation in mourning. Yet, we remain hopeful. I'll paraphrase a story that's recounted in the Talmud. After the destruction of the Second Temple, a group of rabbis went to Jerusalem, and when they reached the Temple Mount, they saw a fox coming out of where the Holy of Holies once stood. The rabbis started to cry, but Rabbi Akiva started to laugh. And they asked Rabbi Akiva, "Why are you laughing?" And he said, "Well, why are you crying?" They said, "A place that was so holy is now so desolate that foxes run in it. Why shouldn't we cry?" And Rabbi Akiva answered, "But that's exactly why I laughed. Because just as I witness the prophecies of destruction have been fulfilled, so I can trust that the prophecies of redemption and rebuilding will be fulfilled." And with these words, they replied to him, "Akiva, you have consoled us." May we all be consoled during these mournful and frightening times by the hopeful expectation of the future we are promised by God.